Well, our eyes on the NDP heads to Toronto first thing tomorrow morning, but then she'll join us there talking about the Mulcair camp. But today, Alice Funke of PunditsGuide.ca is going to have a stand-back look at Ms. Nash and her backers. Peggy Nash. Do you mind if I say this? I thought she started really strong or stronger, and it's kind of petered out a bit. Am I misreading that?
I think I had exactly the same reaction. I felt that the launch of her campaign, she had a very subtle message, which was, yes, it may have been on the Labour side, but I've sat across the table from some of the top CEOs in the country. I understand the economy, and I want to make my campaign about the economy. And I think after that point, I felt the campaign got a little bit back with the comfortable bromides that traditional New Democrats were happy with. And, you know, initially I thought, well, she hit the right touchstones, but in a subtle way. And then after that, I felt that it was more of a, a comfortable pitch to the comfortable folks. Yeah.
I never thought I'd talk about midwifery so much with a candidate.
Well, I mean,
which is a good issue, I suppose.
It's a good issue, and it's, it is a cost-effective issue, but it's not a big cost item either. And midwifery was regulated by the NDP government in Ontario in the 90s. So, I mean, it's can always be extended. It's a good thing.
Tell me about where she has her support. I mean, she's from Toronto. Is that where her support resides, or she got it across the country?
I would say that Ms. Nash is very strong in Ontario, or that would represent the biggest part of her base of support. She has a very enthusiastic backing in the gay community, and so that also shows up in the West End of Vancouver. She was endorsed early on by two of the South Vancouver Island MPs, Randall Garrison and Denise Savoie, and has a strong following there. And she's also got a strong following in St. John's and Halifax from the two provincial leaders there, and is doing, I guess, quite well in the East Coast, though they don't have many members.
Her background is running union, or was a union
negotiator.
Yeah. Has she got much support from them? It doesn't sound like it.
Well, she has had significant support from the CAW and from some key figures within CUPE, although the National Union didn't endorse anybody. And I would say that a lot of her support is coming from women in CUPE, organizers from CAW, and so on. But she also, a lot of young activists who came up through the Canadian Federation of Students are very much on side with her as well.
She did such a strong performance in the House, you know, before she declared. I hope she does well. Anyway, quickly, I want to talk about what's happening on the convention in terms of voting. What's going on? Are we hearing any sense that there's going to be a lot of people left to vote on convention day, or what's going on?
And quite the opposite, in fact. A couple of campaigns are reporting that they're phoning their people to get the votes done early, and people don't want to do that. They want to wait and vote on the day. And it's not that they aren't sure of their first choice, but they want to takes a bit more time, perhaps see the speeches, perhaps see what the rankings are on the first ballot, something I also want to see, I'll tell you.
Yes, exactly.
In order to figure out how to go number 2, number 3. And that being the case, most people had estimated, based on the provincial example in BC and the provincial example in Ontario, that 70% of the ballots would be cast on a preferential ballot before people got to the convention. Well, the figures today say about, 40,000, so maybe 30%.
Wow.
And, that makes for a lot of unpredictability.
All right. Well, that's what we like. We're going to be at the convention.